This is the roughest you will ever see me on this YouTube channel.
Oh, now I get it.
I am tired. I just got off a 12-hour shift, so, here we go. I'm about to wing it and get into this video. Let me unzip this. As you see from the description below, this video will be about 5 in-the-field tips that you can use in your everyday life as a CNA. If you don't know what a CNA is, a certified nursing assistant, and I have 50 million videos on this topic and on this job or occupation. So go in and check them out. If you feel like this is something you can get into, we're going to get into it, because these are going to be 5 tips from me, who's a seasoned and experienced CNA working on a bunch of different specialties. So yeah, let's get into it. So my first tip is going to be, and I know it sounds simple, but it's going to make a huge difference within your day and the life of a CNA, and also your work or your shift. I'm a tall guy and I forget to do this a lot. It is lift up the bed. Oftentimes when you're doing patient care, you will be in that patient's room anywhere from 5, 10 to 30 minutes. Whether that be you're giving a bath, whether that be you're changing a patient, ambulating a patient, doing range of motion, or just even helping the nurse pass meds and stuff like that. These are all things that you will need to, this one thing is something you will need to do for every time you interact with a patient, typically. If you're getting vitals, it's the same exact thing. I have to raise the bed to do everything. It'll save your back. And when I first started, I will forget often, hey, just raise the bed, take that extra 5 seconds and raise the bed. Because after you forget to do it a certain amount of times, your back begins to hurt like crazy. And to me, I don't want my back to hurt. I don't want to be, crouching over. And nurses have to do this same thing as well. But I say for us CNAs who really be in the field, you need to be raising the bed up every time you interact with the patient. It helps. I know you think it doesn't help, but it helps. And that's my first tip. We starting out greasy. Number two.
What?
No, 2.
Jesus Christ.
It's going to be take your breaks when you can. Taking breaks in healthcare, it's a hit or miss. If you don't kind of prepare or plan your breaks, you will miss it. You will be working without a break, sometimes even without a lunch. Welcome to the game. I've been making CNA videos for a minute now. I want y'all to notice it's not easy being greasy. It's not easy being a CNA at all. It's not easy being a nurse. But it's a job that needs to be done, and your breaks are important. You need to be taking them because you want to avoid, spazzing on a patient. Take that time to decompress. Take that time to take time for yourself, calm down, eat, chill for a little bit, maybe 15 to 30 minutes, sometime even longer if you work nights. But take that time for you and take your breaks. It's helped me tremendously taking breaks. And I also, when I first started, I would be so focused on the work that I would be like, I work nights, I don't really need breaks, but you still need breaks to just decompress. At nights, oftentimes patients are asleep. This is my experience. So, take it with a grain of salt, but this is my experience. I work nights, so patients are typically asleep. And I'm thinking, like, when I'm sitting down, waiting on a call bell to go off, or I'm sitting down waiting on a nurse to need help with something, I'm still on alert. I'm still ready to help nurses. I'm still waiting on something to happen. And there's no time for me to really relax and just sit. So when I, actually am more intentional, when I'm more intentional about taking my breaks, I feel better. I feel a lot better. And I have time to actually just sit and be like, hey, I don't have to worry about patients or anything for at least the next 15 to 20 minutes, because I've let all the nurses know, I've let the charge nurses know, I let other CNAs on my floor know that, hey, I'm taking a break and this is time for me. And it can also be time for you as well. Number 3, ask your nurses for help. This is probably one of the biggest tips besides lift the bed up. That's one you're going to need. But ask your nurses for help. Oftentimes as CNAs, you'll be working independently, be working by yourself. You have a list of things you need to get done. And If you work on a floor that you don't have a lot of help that you can ask, you need to be asking your nurse for help. Oftentimes, it's as simple as, hey, I'm getting this patient's vitals. He need to be slid up in bed. Can you help me out? Always, there's power in numbers. And to me, the more the merrier. I go tell my other CNAs I work with, for the shift, like, hey, if you need help, come get me. Because if I need help, I'm coming to get you 1,000%. So it's good to do stuff on your own, but sometimes, it's good to have help as well. One funny thing that I remember doing on my old unit is befriending some people on my unit, and literally it was the best time ever because we would literally get vitals together. We'll walk in the room, patient room together. We'll, do patient care, do everything we needed, and just knock it out. I'd help you, you help me. We talk about stuff the entire time, and we have fun. Again, work is not about making friends, but it was nice having that kind of CNA to CNA connection while we talked about life and just, current events and stuff that's going on. It was helpful, super helpful, and at the same time, we got our work done, and it helped you stay awake a little bit during the night, for sure. Ask your nurses for help, because a lot of times they don't mind helping you. And if they try to give you lip, go to the charge nurse. Go to the charge nurse, because that should not be a thing. We're there to assist them. We're there to help them. Nursing assistant is in the name. Try to get as much as you can done by yourself, but sometimes you do need help. And don't be afraid to ask the nurse, because it's the nurse's job at the end of the day. 4 will be plan your shift out. I know that's kind of hard depending on what unit you work on. I used to work on a neuro unit, and it was hectic, super, super hectic. And it was hard to plan your shift out because oftentimes you're chasing bed alarms, you're chasing disoriented patients, you're trying to, get a flow of the day, and it seems like it always gets thrown off. But try to have a plan for your day. Do you want to knock vitals out early for per 4 hours or per shift? I'm not sure how they do it. Knock it out early. Try to front load your shifts. I told you that before. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch other videos, because I do a brief description at least every 2 videos that I post about front loading your work. You have a work list as a nurse. You have a work list as a CNA, and that work list includes everything you need to be doing for that shift. Front load it. Knock out half before midnight. Knock out the other half after midnight. Knock out everything before 4 o'clock in the morning if you can. It helps. It saves you time, and it gives you a little time to sit and relax for a second, because it can be stressful working in healthcare. Y'all know this. Y'all know this. I know this, and y'all know this. Number 4. We're actually at number 5. This video is shorter than I thought. 5 is going to be, if you are coming from an industry where you are micromanaged, this will be a learning curve. For example, I used to work, I wasn't really micromanaged. Let's talk about when I was like a server at in college. When I was a server in college, oftentimes, for my first, degree in undergrad, I was working at Fridays, and we would be micromanaged by the supervisors or managers all the time. Like, hey, are you doing this? Are you doing that? We need you to do this. Can you do it now? You know what I mean? It's not like that in healthcare. It's not like that as a CNA. Unless you work mornings, I know it can be a little more tedious. But if you work in nights or you're working at a facility, you have a certain amount of things that need to get done, and you kind of could do them on your own time. You could help with, patient care on your own time, unless it's like they had a blowout or whatever. If you need to do range of motion, or you need to, do SEDs or do a CHG bath or anything like that, you can do that on your own time. If you need to change the wires and canisters, that's per shift. You can, if I don't do it in the beginning, I don't want to wake that patient up in the middle of the night, I'll do it in the morning right before I leave. You have your own time to schedule to do certain things. And that's what I like about healthcare. It's not really so much micromanaged, and that works for me. It works very, very well for me. But you have to learn how to do it, how to work on your own schedule and still get stuff done. Nobody's going to be there to hound you, typically, depending on what unit you work on. Nobody's going to be there to hound you, say, hey, did you do this? Hey, did you do that? Hey, did you do this? I just let them know, hey, I'm going to do this at this time. I'm going to do this at this time. And that's it. You know what I mean? Nurses won't hound you if you have an idea or a schedule of what you want to do, but it needs to get done per shift. So before the shift's over, it needs to be at some point finished and charted within the system. So that was one of the hardest learning curves that I had while working in this job, was just not, you know, having like a set schedule, but put myself on a set schedule when it comes to my work day and how I want my shift to go. Hope this video helped. I cut it off kind of quick because I only have 5 things for y'all. So this is the 5 in the field tips for CNAs. I hope this video helped. I'm going to post a lot more. I know I say that I post at least once a week, at least, but I want to up that to 2 to 3 times. So, you know, if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe. And if you made it this far, I appreciate it, because I probably got a video just like it, you know, in the catalog. I'm almost at 100 videos, y'all. Almost. Maybe even. Oh, we're almost at 3,000 subscribers. So subscribe, knock that out for me. I appreciate it. I need that. We're so close to 3K, and that's going to be like an amazing video, amazing monument, amazing milestone for this channel. So, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Go ahead and like, go ahead and comment, go ahead and sub. Keep this video short and sweet for you guys. We're at 12 minutes. So I'll see you on the next one. Peace.